Ladies and gentlemen, on Misfits into Zone X Series 18, we get one of the most anticipated interim lightweight tournament matchups. It is the semifinal between Southpaw sensation Lil CraCra in his second bid for the tournament, but he rolls up against the favorite Joey Knight. Gentlemen, how are we? Let's start with CraCra.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm excited for this one. Can't wait.
As
This is
am
my
I,
first, yeah,
Joey.
what's it called? This is gonna be like my first time going overseas, traveling outside of US fighting too. So it's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited, very excited for this one.
The international debut of Lil CraCra. Joey
Yeah.
Knight, how are you, sir? It's been a minute.
I'm good. Yeah, you're right. It has been a minute, hasn't it? Yeah, man, I'm good. I've been like itching to get back out and to get a fight date sorted and that. So now it's good because we ain't got to wait long for it to roll around. What's it, 3.5 weeks, something like that? And to be honest, like prep wise, we had a date in mind. This was sort of around the time we were thinking. It was actually my birthday, the night that Cray Cray fought Ace Musa. I was celebrating my 30th birthday that night and I tuned in to watch it, but it's good, man. It's good. And I think that me and Cray Cray from the start of the tournament were two guys that everyone wanted to see fight because, we've both got that style. We're all action and we put it all on the line and whatnot. So I think we both know and everyone knows, everyone watching it knows that this is the fight to watch, man. You're going to get excitement.
I love it. Well, hey, congrats on the Dirty 30, but I want to expand
Mm.
on Lil CraCra's fight with Ace Musa. When you watched it, what did you take away?
I don't know. I was pissed out my head. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and the recovery's not going that well. So, you know, you've heard it before, and yeah, nah, I'm joking, man. I thought Cray Cray done well. Obviously, come in, he probably would admit himself that he wasn't as fit as he's going to be against me, obviously. But he got the job done, man. He done a really good job. He done a really good job. Like I personally didn't feel there was any controversy over the decision at the end of the fight. I'm watching it like, as I say, I was in a party at the time. It was like 9 p.m. UK time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm watching it without commentary and stuff like that. Sometimes you can be swayed by them sort of things, but I thought Cray Cray done well. I give him probably 4 out of 5 rounds, something like that. But obviously respect to Ace Musa as well because he went for a whole camp, preparing for who was he
Waleed.
fighting?
Yeah.
Waleed, yeah. That was it. He went for a whole camp preparing for Waleed, who is a completely different style and, in my opinion, a much easier fight than Cray Cray. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, respect to both of them. It is what it is.
I love it. And Craig, what was your thoughts on it? Obviously, it was literally 11 days ago, so not too far removed, but impressive performance. Your takeaways on the fight?
It was a great fight. Musa's he's a very good fighter. But yeah, I did have to cut a lot of weight for that fight. I usually don't even have to cut weight. I usually walk around with the fight. But ever since that Yeti fight, I put on a little bit of weight. I did not expect to fight at all, not gonna lie. Like it was
Mm.
last minute. I got a call from my coach like Monday. And yeah, it was a hell of a fight. It was a good fight. Musa is a hell of a fighter. He's definitely gonna be back on it real. I feel like he definitely could beat a lot of fighter in Misfit. He's really good. He definitely got some power into his punch too. Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask you, Craig, because some people have suggested you taking on Yuddy and Ace Musa is a harder run than what Joey Knight's had to go through in this tournament. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I feel as though, yeah, because Yeti they and Musa they both got amateur boxing experience. They've been doing it for a while, like over 10 years, so they definitely know what they're doing in there. And yeah, I feel like boxing them two first, like starting off like strong, like fighting like good competition. Like I'm learning a lot from it, like learn a lot of new things, like what I need to work on in my next fight, what I need to do. But yeah, I learned a lot from fighting them. Like they're really good. Yeah, I feel like everybody in lightweight, like they up there, they nice.
And Joey, do you view Lil Cray as the hardest test that you've experienced in Misfits?
Oh yeah, Misfits, course, and as well, like I think you're probably sitting there waiting for me to disagree. I'd agree. I'd agree. He's had a harder run to this point than I have. You know what I mean? At the same time, you can only beat what's put in front of you, and
Mhm.
I got offered the fights I got offered. I accepted the fight. So, of course, man, CraCra is going to be my toughest fight on Misfits. Will he be my toughest fight I've had? I don't. I can't say until the night. Do you know what I mean? If we're going record wise or whatever, then obviously, yeah, I've boxed a guy that has had more fights than CraCra, as far as I believe. Anyway, I think CraCra, I think he's had about 30 odd or something like that. I remember we were
I got
chatting,
around
but
like 24, 26, but like
okay,
around there,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah. But yeah, man. Well, I remember we were chatting about it and that before we were obviously scheduled to fight. And he said he had around that experience. I beat a kid that was a very good amateur over here. He had 35 fights, something like that. I've beat kids that have been in the amateurs and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like for the Misfits fans, I feel like, and listen, I'm not even saying this from CraCra's perspective, right? Because CraCra's never said nothing disrespectful about me, and you know, vice versa. I've never said nothing about him, but there have been guys on Misfits that have been quick to sort of write me off because I haven't had amateur fights and stuff like that. But in life, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and if you've gone through the sort of tests that I have in my boxing career, boxing fully grown men when I was a boy, do you know what I mean? Things like this. There's different ways you can look at it. It might be miles on the clock. It might be that I've had hard fights young and whatever, but it might be valuable experience. So that's why this is the perfect mix. You know what I mean? This is good, slick, southpaw, amateur boxer against someone who really didn't go down that route and didn't come up that way, but I've got my way to where I am now, and as you say, it's worked well for me, man.
Well, you've skinned plenty of cats, Joey Knight. I am curious though, little Cray, when you look at a guy like Joey, what are the biggest strengths and what are the keys to beating him?
You gotta be very alert at all time, very smart, like, cause he do got that power. And yeah, you get very gotta be aware, like alert at all time, be sharp, stay on point all time, outthink him, and stuff.
Fair. And Joey, when you look at little Cray, what are the areas that you're going to try to exploit? I think many would maybe cite the cardio, try and tire him out quickly. But what's your assessment?
Nah, I think CraCra's got good cardio, man. As I said, as he already said, he cut that weight. Um, he cut that weight with not a lot of time at all. I see him in his sweatsuit and
What's
whatnot,
it
and
called? Yo,
obviously,
if that way, if you know Anthony Taylor, if I didn't run
mm,
into him that the day in the morning, I probably wouldn't. I was about to miss weight. But like they had a hotel on the other side. They had like I think a sauna.
oh
Bro,
really?
I made weight. I had to spit in a
How
bottle before I went way in. Like I was 135 flat. Like I had to spit in a bottle
how much did you cut?
like 18, 19 around there.
Yeah, see,
But
Damn.
but I'm not used to cutting weight though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
no,
That's like yeah. So it was hard for me.
you've been enjoying them paychecks too much.
Yeah, man,
You've
you're
been
good,
eating
man.
too much, haven't you? Living good. Yeah,
Uh,
man. Nah, to be honest, you say about exploiting areas. Like, listen, I don't, mate. That's for my coach, and obviously, me
Mhm.
and you both know. Yeah, if I say something, I'll probably mean the complete fucking opposite of it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna come on here and give away any game plan we may or may not have. I think, listen, I'm not looking at CraCra and thinking, I'm gonna test his gas tank. To be honest, that's probably what CraCra might be thinking about me. He might be thinking, look, he's been in there with Most Wanted on Misfits, who obviously, you know, I didn't really break a sweat and whatnot. And then what? I had a round against Baby Hulk. So the smart money would say it should be CraCra looking to test my cardio, shouldn't it? And looking to see if he can drag me into deep waters. And I'm sure he's confident he's got the ability to do that. I'm sure I'm confident I've got the ability to do that. But ultimately, the way I see it, and listen, I've had 12 fights. Yeah, this would be lucky number 13, right? But CraCra's had a lot more fights than me. So maybe if I had as many fights as CraCra had, I would have been found out by now and I would have been beat by now, whatever. That's a possibility. I accept that. I think that's part of being a mature boxer, is being able to accept that anyone can lose and whatnot. But at the same time, my biggest strength is every man I've ever entered a ring with. And I'm on about men as well. I started boxing a little bit older. I've always been in there with fully fledged men. Every man I've ever entered a ring with, I've found out a way to beat. So, of course, that's why I'm always going to be confident.
Now, obviously, this is the semifinals. The individual that's already in the finals is Yeti Gang. Lil Cray, you've shared the ring with him before. Joey Knight, that would be your first bout against him. What does it mean to both of you to get to the finals? I'll start with Cray.
uh, I would mean a lot. Cause like, cause I like at the end of the day, everybody wanna go for Dean. So winning the final, give us a chance to fight Dean. So I feel like Dean would be easy work. So like, it would mean a lot to able to secure the win, the final, the tournament. So I get a shot at Dean.
Fair enough. Joey, your thoughts making it through CraCra and getting to Yeti in the finals?
Listen, I'm not even looking at the final, man. I'm just fully focused on CraCra for now. But obviously, to get there, what would it mean? I don't know, man. It would just mean I've accomplished what I set out to do, which is obviously something that for me would be a big achievement. But at the same time, in life, I haven't really set myself goals that I've never achieved. So without sounding arrogant with that, it would mean a lot, and it would like, listen, we're on Misfits. We wanna perform well. It puts us in a good position to earn money and whatnot, and it means that as these fights progress, I keep changing not just my life but my family's life around me. So that's the main incentivization for me, man. I don't really care. I don't really care about the clout side of it and things like that. Like, for me personally, I'm just trying to make a better life for myself.
Checking the boxes and raising all the tides. I love it. Now, last question I have for you is the final thoughts. Lil CraCra, how does this matchup go on September 14th?
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a very explosive firework. You guys don't want to miss it, man. This gonna be a probably fight of the night because Joey is a very skillful fighter also, and he also got some pop. So, and I always come to fight. So this time I got a full camp. So I'm gonna train my ass off. So we're gonna put up a hell of a fight, a firework fight. Yeah, you guys don't want to miss this one.
I love it. And Joey Knight, X Series 18 in the semifinals. What are you expecting? What are you going to do?
Listen, CraCra's just described what it's going to be there. It's going to be a firefight. There's going to be a perfect balance of, skillful boxing, and at the same time as that, the same thing that the fans want to see, which is both men biting down on the gum shield, throwing hell for leather. And to be honest, like, I actually think I thought that CraCra against Ace Musa was a very entertaining fight. I think this one will be even better, man. You're gonna see both men hit. Like, I'm not going into this thinking I can go swimming without getting wet. You see CraCra land punches on me. You'll see me land punches on CraCra. And ultimately, there's gonna be times in there where it comes down to who wants it more. Do you know what I mean? Because I think, listen, CraCra might disagree with this himself, but I know what I know in terms of the level of opposition that I've mixed with in my life. A lot of my fights haven't really been seen by many people and stuff like that. So I know the level I've mixed at, and I think we're very evenly matched. So I think ultimately, when you get two guys that are evenly matched, you're never gonna get a boring fight, because as much as there might be a bit of skill playing out in there, at some point we're gonna stand in the ring and we're gonna have it out of each other. So it's gonna be good fun, man. It's gonna be fun. I think we're both looking forward to it.
I love it. Fireworks expected, an all-action matchup between two of the most talented fighters in the interim lightweight tournament. All of it goes down live on DAZN. You simply do not want to miss it. September 14th, I'll see you there in Newcastle. Gentlemen, best of luck. Have a good one.